Welcome to the Creative Brew, helping you keep your creative juices brewing. We're giving out chunks of insight, motivation, and practicality for your creative journey. My next partner is Elevate Coffee Trading, and if you appreciate specialty coffee, enjoy outdoor adventure, and love helping elevate the lives of children around the world, then you're going to love Elevate Coffee Trading. Their mission is to extract hope through love, coffee, and adventures. There's free shipping in the United States, and every bag of coffee helps sponsor health and education for children in coffee-producing countries and in areas of need in the United States. You can use promo code Elevate21 on your next order, and you can follow their journey on social media at Elevate Coffee Trading. Or you can visit online at elevatecoffeetrading.com, and let's start extracting hope together. And this episode is brought to you by Baba Coffee, smuggling good vibes. Baba roasts their coffee beans each week and only offers the freshest coffee. They have espressos, lattes, cappuccinos, pour over, or drip coffee. You can try their cold brew coffee, nitro cold brew, or bulletproof coffee, and boba milk teas. They also have a wide assortment of delicious food. I would suggest you try the avocado toast, mimosas, wine, or beer. On the weekends, you can check out some great music like the Soto Six and food like Eliza the Shelf and others over the weekend, every Friday and Saturday, beginning at 6 p.m. You can check out everything they got going on Facebook and Instagram at Baba Coffee. And welcome to a new episode of the Creative Brew, giving you insights on your creative journey. Today we have Ciskoe Ortega. This is a very interesting figure that I'm sure that you'll come to love. And with my adventures, and sometimes they could, be a weird little world, especially when you start to connect with people. I met him at Mandy Showers. So if you've been listening to my podcast, I'm always giving out shout out to Mandy Showers. Providing a lot of resources for the homeless and low income around here in the Oceanside area. But I met Ciskoe there at Mandy Showers, and instantly sort of had a connection. And when I got online, sort of seeing him in the bodybuilding, and he got his own brand and got some other stuff going on. I was like, yeah, had to get him on. So so he'll share a little bit more about his story, but I just wanted to, definitely, first of all, wanted to help support, other people, other inspiring figures, creators that, that's doing their thing, and that's trying to build up their brand or try to create something. And I always sort of see the Creative Brew as a platform for that, for aspiring musicians, creators, or even seasoned, creators that looking to get their story, share it out to the public. But also too, we're here at Camp Coffee, and I've been, one of my OG coffee shops here. So they just celebrated their 5th-year anniversary, but just got a iced Camp Mocha, one of my favorite drinks from Camp Coffee. So if you get a chance, they're right on the corner of Cleveland Street. Come down here and check it out. They're open till 4 p.m. But check it out. I suggest Camp Coffee. That's my favorite one, but they do have a lot of seasonal drinks, shirts, merchandise, bakery, desserts, all kind of things. So wanted to give another quick shout out for them. Support your small businesses, support your local coffee shop. But you know what? Without further ado, I'm going to let Ciskoe sort of share his story, how he started the Tin Man brand, what it's about, and what he's doing right now.
What up, Ciskoe? Pleasure to meet you. Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Well, Tin Man, I started Tin Man brand because in my book, I was a flashlight for I've been doing 4 years. So I've been 41. So I know 20 years of my whole life, the same team I hold locked up 17 minutes pulling out. And I think this last time I was like, they asked me more questions.
Yeah.
So I became a journeyman high worker, right? So I used to sit on high rises like downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to sit, tired, we'd on the ball, we'd be like, and I'll tell it, my brothers, I'd be like, I'll be on the harness, and I'll be like, you see all stand up from up there, right? And I'll be like, the cops will be more out there for us, dog. You can't be breaking up black, making our cities, buildings, we building it. We build it from the ground up. And we go all the way up, and I'm just like, the guy said me like something out there, like when you're a smart one slow.
Yeah.
Like it's a good thing. So I don't know, especially filming it, you know, it's a private, it's hard work. But then I was like, I always think about the 10 not get out hard, right?
Yeah.
You know, the week of bar. And you always want to feel like, man, what does it feel? You know, yeah, how did it feel to go, you know, like you don't be like the loud, like you wasn't breaking, right?
Yeah.
So when you got a heart, it's fine with him, it's sort of feels like. So for like for such a long time in my life, I was just now fuck this. I was drug addict, alcohol, everything. I'm saying I was around the street. My heart wasn't present. See, my heart was everywhere else but me, right?
Yeah.
So when I finally found who I am, I'm trying to work on who I am. I feel like, man, I found who I am.
Yeah.
I want to be something different. I know this is not who I am. I'm running away from the person I'm supposed to be. So like, now that I feel like I have a purpose in life, that's how the kid I was born. When I created a brand, and go down the back where it says I'm not at loss for all, I'm lost for me and my college.
Yeah.
A lot of people like Jordan was like, hey man, I'm not your kind. So here you are, but it doesn't mean like my race. It doesn't. It's a universal law.
Yeah.
You know, like my kind. Like anybody that struggles, anybody that goes to the ring, anybody that's fighting for something better, you are my kind. You know, especially that I'm not enough for all my kind.
Yeah.
And the law of the universe. My room is 360.
Yep.
That's what it means. And it doesn't mean you gotta be black, you gotta be brown, you gotta be white, you gotta be yellow. We're all one.
Yep.
I'm saying we all make a whole circuit. We all when we're trying to first time, it's what complete, you know?
Yep.
Then we can be for means.
I like that.
You know? Because the quote from you know the Tony Machiavelli,
No.
he's Italian he's the one that wrote the book The Prince.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've heard of them. Yeah.
So a lot of people use it for like war, tactical, military, and one of my favorite authors. But the quote says, to work with me, must be a Swiss feet and strong bold. We enjoy the creativity as much as war. You know what I'm saying? But that's where it starts from. And I just got that piece of that quote, you know, but I feel like that's the piece that's put out the road.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm not in the mood for war, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood for war. I'm not in the mood for being strategic what I was to at first, you know, we don't like me, you don't like me.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm just trying to do something greater. And that's where I'm at in my life, you know. You know, that's what you're doing too.
Yeah.
We're in the shower, like I felt like just being there present, it just gives you a whole new vibe of the world, you know.
Yeah, that's true. And for people that don't know, Jordan is the founder of Humanity Shower. So when he talks about Jordan, he's actually referring to the founder of Humanity Showers.
Yeah, he's
And you know, good guy. Definitely has a huge heart for people that's struggling and finds ways of building them up, or at least connecting them to the right people that can help. So I think sometimes we sort of fall prey to feeling like, you know, we have to have we have to be the one to like save people or be able to, and that may not be the case. Sometimes you just may need to have the connection in order to give someone the facility to be able to, you know, build that person up. If that's just having the connections, just as, you know, powerful as you actually doing it. You know, and I was looking online, and I know you're getting into like bodybuilding and stuff like that. So what I know me personally, I know I'm a huge advocate for, you know, for health and exercise and wellness, and I know for anybody that's and I urge you, especially for like anybody in the creative community, I'm real big on like having some kind of routine. And I mean, like me personally, it helps to, you know, sort of regulate everything, the stress. Yeah. Especially if I'm getting frustrated with things. You know, I can always go to the weights. I can always get a workout in. How, you know, what's it done for you, like personally? Like,
man, it changed my life.
Yeah.
You know, when I came home, I was driving to go see my kid. I went to the gym, you know. I used to go to like little regular gym for out. You know, I met the gym out. Like, everybody's getting pretty big. You know, I was like, man, I had a burpee problem. You know, all I do was burpees. So like, you know, I still do burpees.
Yeah.
I'll do the only one gym doing burpees, and like they're looking at this. But when I saw this, I seen a Bob and Brian, George, they were always like together lifting, and then these twins, right? Where these twins, man, I was like, how so big? But then I remember, like, my kids were wrong. Man, I'm about like 20 years. Everybody, they're clean like 20 years, well, 15, well, and like, how'd you get so big? Like the hell you do this perfect. Now like that, it points. And I'm like, you know what? So I started like and doing weights. Then I was like, damn, I want to do a show. Or they're like, come on, are you serious? I was like, yeah, man, not the bodybuilder. And I was like, yeah, Mexican group. Yeah. So I'm down Marcos, like Marcos. Marcos is one of the twins that I hired Marcos. The other twin, my coach, Okay. And then Jay, my brother, he's done the picnic road, and so he told you with me. And I got big, man. I was like, damn, and I was like, it got me with friends, like I never had all the like when you go in the car for a couple of days, then you eat car, you get bigger. I was like, damn, this is really a science. And I mean, then it kept me in line, Yeah. I'll go in, I'll go out, I'll go therapy, so busy. Yeah. But it was taking me away from my family too, So I don't know how to balance their job, their bodybuilding, and my family, And I figured like, oh, you know what? I'm doing all this positive shit, like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not doing crime, like criminal stuff. I'm doing criminal stuff. Like I tell coaches now where I've been on the my podcast, don't get caught up on the social stuff, Yeah. So I'm telling you from experience. Yeah. Like don't get caught up with neglecting home. Yeah. So bodybuilding brought me a good community, brought me with family. So that people can give them a family, So I learned how to live, how to eat, and I opened another door for you. And I feel like when it was open, I wanted more, Yeah. So that's what I've seen people at the gym guys and Lake Bryant, and they explore at their job. Yeah. So like, what? I just think it's I'm always kind of hired for nothing. So I'm like, why can I make my own? Yeah. Right? So that's when I started. I was thinking like, I'm like an idiot learn what can be catchy, and I was like, what? That's what's gonna be there. Pulling them. People that help me was Saturday from Ciskoe Ortega and Saturday. Yeah. Well, those are my favorites. Okay. Those are like my merch. Okay. Nice. And they're good people, man. James, my brother works at the gym. That kind of house and family, And now they're Jordan's the one that this kind of kicked it off. Yeah. He's different, like bodybuilding, and I help him with working out too. But like I feel like bodybuilding put me in a space in my life where it gives you a hand where you can just touch so many people. It's not just about bodybuilding, because it's about being focused. It's about being mind. If you're not writing a book, you're not gonna pick up that way. You're not even gonna get a pump. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You have to be focused, because if you're not focused, what's gonna happen? Yeah, that's where you get hurt. I know I've seen that before. What do you? So I know with NHL, you have people that especially like maybe it could be old guys too, but a lot of young guys they come in there and they're just trying to sling. Oh man, what that do you ever? I do battles to fight. I go, and after I did my show, I did fight, right? Yeah, it's like a sparring match. I got like boxing, And but yeah, when I see this kid where like we showing pick up all the weight, I'm like, hey dog, like honestly, you don't have to put all that weight up. My muscle control, like you can go down slow, pause, and push that, and you get the same pound. Yep. And some people just kind of like look at me like without praise, I'm like, okay. But I do, I can't, or like if they do something, I'll be like, and you go up. Yeah. Yeah. But I try it on. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta let people fail. Right. I know I've seen it before, and I'll look, I'm like, you're gonna hurt yourself. Yeah. But like someone corrects me, but I really think, man, like yeah. Yeah. Nah, most people are like, you're just like, what? Yeah, I know people ask me all the time, like, how many questions you live? Yeah. And I'm like, 135. I don't
I just do high reps. I don't, I don't try to do anything, heavy. I mean, there's certain, times, especially if I'm training, I'll go for power, but I want to be able to, control. That's all I'm looking for. If I can control the weight, control my body, make sure everything stabilized, that's all I care about. If it's with 25 pounds, so be it. But some people get too fascinated with, trying to, get the big weights and trying to lift and with no mechanics at all, just trying to, see how much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people think there's just about like putting a weight on. Well, that weight shifts the wrong way, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Because the mechanics is not there, the shifting is definitely not gonna be the wrong.
To go back to even to your bodybuilding, you were going for these training for these contests. I noticed even now, sort of going back and sort of seeing, I've always been a big, huge bodybuilding fan, and but even now, I enjoy the creative aspect of it. Presentation, getting the right lighting, like all this stuff matters. How much work did you have to put in that, even like with the presentation and everything, aside from just training?
Like the presentation, I feel like the training is easy.
Yeah,
I feel like the line you gotta prove the way you present yourself in the phone. Big difference. Like showing pictures of people on stage for like, no, look where they're at, right?
Yeah.
But it was my presentation.
Yeah.
If your lights are right, if your other artists, if your pose is right. If you don't hit your pose down, what's the fun of doing that out and looking that good?
Yeah.
Because the judges are running.
Yeah.
They're looking for your line, like your back, your side face, your front,
Yeah.
So like in men's physique, you got 3 posers, side, front, and back, right? And I realized that it's your back that
Yeah.
you got. It's not your side, it's not your front, it's your back. You know what I mean? I have a big back, so I was like, damn, what happened? I did it well.
Yeah.
It's all it's presentation, man.
Yeah.
You have to do those real damn things. Like you think you're always stupid, but not. I used to get nervous, like man, like, but hey, if you want to take that motor home, like you have to practice, not just your lip, they were your eating. I mean,
yeah.
So they get for the last people, and then that's the one that's like, if I was doing steel, I was a peak week.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, come on, man, like, I was like, just fighting to go home, still. Like, I'm a peak week. I'm up here at work. I was doing the San Diego airport. What we're doing is we're running stable like on Ciskoe Ortega.
Yeah.
I was like, my feet were like, they were stuck. Like, I couldn't run through the steel no more, And I was like, dude. Then 2 days before the show, I said, I'm going home. I'm not gonna lie, I told my boss, I'm going home. Because I was gonna send home anyway, thank God. I was like, yeah, man, send me home because my feet can't move right now.
Yeah, my even shutdown mode here. I was like, hey.
I don't know water. I got no carbs.
Hey, I've experienced those days. That's not fun at all.
So you get all moody.
Yeah.
And we were like, you look good for like shit.
Yeah.
The moods is like,
yeah, I actually had the opportunity to coach the women's team at Palomar College this year, and it was definitely an experience. That when you get some calorie deprived girl wrestlers who's ready to weigh in, it gets hangry real quick. Right? And, they're ready to like, hey, where we're gonna go eat at? And I'm ready to weigh in, and get mad about everything. Or at least get irritated about a lot of little things.
Women are when they're mad.
Definitely some characters. So quick shout out to my girls team with Palomar College. Definitely some characters. Well, I love it. So going back, I mean, we'll pick it back back to Tin Man. What are your plans for for the brand?
You know what? I got so many like Tin Man. I wanted to first with the brand. I was I created a brand logo. And I did a collab with Circle store. No, it's pretty big. So we did a collab. So they're doing you guys work on the black or white red. And so they're the cross. with the steroids and the chin belt. And, so we did one with the chin belt cross and the chin leg. So with the logo, the chin leg, with the T-on,
Yeah.
and I'm going to the steroids, and then on the back, and then united with the back, and I would put that,
Yeah.
It was a good experience, but I'm grateful because the game was hundred, But it was staying with my brand too,
Yeah.
Because those are my boys, but I was supposed to do all the drop and roll, but I skipped the drop and go drop with them,
Okay.
So it was like, because I want it so bad, and then I was like, you know what? I got desperate.
Yeah.
I feel like I got desperate,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not in a disrespectful way because anybody that has a business is like, why do building a business? What was you barely in the aging stage? Why you put it all through this third wheel?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My homie told my brother James, like, what if when you're supposed to work at job? I was like, yeah, but with my boys. That's my boy right there.
Yeah.
But I feel it was a valuable lesson because it took away from my little momentum. And at the first, like I said, at first, I just wanted to feel I can still look at how it's
Yeah.
I want people to support, but some people do, some people don't. But I want to be bigger than them. I want Timberland to be like a foundation of not just photographs, but of like bodybuilding and then showers.
Yeah.
I want them to be like involved with. I want Timberland to be involved with the Jordan's organization. I really want that. Now that's in my heart.
Yeah.
Like I really want that because I feel like the people that Jordan helps out, I used to be that person.
Yeah.
That was me. You fly with. We get on somebody on the street, they don't have it from me,
Yeah.
It's getting my car real quick and fall.
Yeah.
I always felt like I could keep it under control. And I felt like, well, I'm not living on the street yet, but I'm on the street too, still.
Yeah.
But there's no difference. So when I go to see these individuals happening in my nose, when I was on the streets going around with them, I'm like, damn, man, I'm one step away. But thank God I got this one,
Yeah.
It keeps me afloat, But I think when the showers, kind of open my eyes to Timberland. Because Timberland was just Timberland. I got a brand, Yeah, I just lost that. I got a brand. I got my own brand. Oh, I got an LLC. You know what I mean? Oh shit, I went to the city, got a DBA. Well, I'm a businessman now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm making no money, right? No, but like, yeah, no, boy, like 3 years. And now it's in my heart to just do something big with it. Well, I want, like, have you seen the stores like on Instagram? It's like the box phone.
Yeah.
Like the roller I'm real proud and glad about start cleaning. I want to have like little episodes like that. I want to start creating more videos like that, more little short films like that.
Yeah.
With the Timberland logo,
Oh yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, it's
So I feel like it's my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like I feel like we can hurt you once.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's so lost, man. Everybody thinks we're fucking the cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's I think it's interesting you brought that up, especially dealing with a lot of. I'm in the position where I do coach a lot of different athletes from kids all the way up through junior college, even adults with with the fighters at the compound, and it's one of those where I think a lot of them are trying to figure out what the purpose is, what direction, and a lot of them definitely feel like, hey, I want to learn everything right now.
Yeah.
And I've told them before, I actually had to tell a group of, beginners. I run an adult wrestling class, and it was some wrestlers, people that tried out the class, and they was like, like I was, explaining to them like what they need to learn, but I was like, look, right now, I was like, I just want you to have fun. Like, don't feel like you have to learn everything under the sun in 1 hour. You're not. I was like, I've been wrestling most of my life, and I still have to relearn things.
Yeah.
So it's one of like, don't feel like that people get too tied down feeling like, and I want to master this, today. So like, no, it's like you need to enjoy the process of, trying it out, failing, going back, failing again, going back, finally getting it, and then figuring out how do you implement that.
Yes.
And I've told my group, what I share to you is not for you. You share it and you circulate it to others.
Yeah.
So I was like, what I show you, you need to share it to somebody else, because that when you get into the student teacher process, then that actually helps you become a better fighter. Now, actually, you can know the concept you're teaching it, So now you can go back to like, oh, okay, I didn't understand. Maybe I could change this up a little bit. That allows you to become a better competitor when you're actually coaching. But yeah, a lot of them get too tied up, feel like I want to, I want to know everything, and then they don't figure out ways to they don't share that out. You have to be in the process, continually learning new skills, learning new mindset, learning new concepts, and then figuring out ways. Okay, how do I implement this in my life? And then ultimately, you can share that out to others. So it's, what you share, you'll get back in some form or fashion. That's law. That's part of the universe. Yeah, you will get it back. May not be the way that you want it, but it will circulate in weird little ways.
I tell people all the time, you got to be a student all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be a student. Once you become a student of life, no matter where you're going to be a teacher. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because like this year, the guy had a podcast. And did like a little wheel. Well, I said, hey, we're here just to learn, nerd, and get it to the next person, get it to the next person.
Yeah.
So that's our life. But I feel like people forget about that,
It's easy to forget about. It's actually easy to forget a lot of things. But yeah, it's easy to forget that all of us we had to learn it some way. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, and then we get to a certain point, feel like we finally made it, and then we're like, that's it. I got to learn nothing else, and it's just one of those where like you constantly find yourself, especially if you're trying to get to that next level, you're trying to sooner or later you're gonna have to go back downhill. You will have to go back. You can't stay on the mountaintop forever. You will have to go back downhill.
I've been down a couple times.
Yeah, that's what. So that's why I always find it really interesting, because even for people like you and others, I know a lot of my friends. I'm originally from Tennessee, but a lot of them that were incarcerated now doing really well. I'm gonna give a shout out to my buddy Drew Dunn, that he actually has a transitional house that he started. He's been in jail for 10 years, came out, and had to find ways of rebuilding himself, and now is doing great work within the jail system. Helping transition people into a better foundation so they can restart their lives. And so it's just everyone. You have to go sooner or later. You have to go downhill. But even in your case, you're in one of those situations where you're coming from a whole different perspective. Because I could say, yeah, I could easily say, yeah, you have to go, you have to get into some dark places in order to, build back up. But not to say I hadn't struggled with things, but I haven't been where you've been. And that's where I see that's where I give so much respect, because I know you've been down in the dark, and you have found a way to bring yourself back out. And maybe this might be a question for you, how hard is it actually to pick yourself when you just dug that hole, and you're just trying to figure out ways to just follow back out? How hard is it?
I look through, man, and I look through this like older people, but I still feel like we're dealing with a stretch in my back and just grabbing me, putting me to the ground,
Yeah.
I told Jordan, they draw me I'm looking, man. You're down was super slow. You were trying to help me, but you're just grabbing, and you might get from that's what I'm not trying to do.
Yeah.
To me, I'm never going to judge him. He goes, but when you come back, there's going to come back 100% like how you used to be. And I think I was looking a good try, because I've been on 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. And I always, those 4 years, I always go back to the hard for I feel like I think doing too good. I lock myself up in my apartment.
Yeah.
But when I come out for days, I just come out with the zone from like a woman cell. Yeah, I did a little ball I could punch. Mm-hmm. I'll punch that to 2 in the morning. 3 in the morning, I'm still punching all night. And something I can't figure out how people move, we talk about being so righteous, man, you go through this shit, you know what I'm saying? But if I do something weird like that, you call cops on me, But I can't put my nose on somebody else.
Yeah.
And I can't behave how I used to, because in society, you're an animal.
Yeah.
Don't want to just work, But it's weird, it's life.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. As much as you would love, I can't do that.
And now, Hobo told me, look, you are a different platform. Now you got Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're waiting, PBA while we're sitting like maybe a month ago. I got in a fight with somebody. Like honestly, I didn't want to. I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to put it out there. But those late at night was low water. It's a pull up. Because I felt like I was home again. I was in my neighborhood. Who got stupid and took off on me.
Yeah.
But imagine something worse. What happened? Everything I've been building, the silver Jordan, like we had this right here with my brand. I had all this sold.
Yeah.
I put it like responsible stuff. The people that thought winning or somebody called the cops. I'm a two striker. My first kiss is a violent fire. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, that's why I can't hit my body. And it's so easy.
Yeah.
So it's like, before you do it, I learned the flying and went around and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it till the next day. I was like, damn, dude, I talk about how I want to beat the shit out of somebody. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, and sometimes that's the journey. I mean, it's one of those where I think that's where, you know, you're in the learning process where, not to say you didn't make the mistake, but how you respond that next moment. You know, you got up and you're like, hey, look, you know, I made this is a horrible mistake, and trying to figure out, but you easily could have been like, you know, put them down and that was it and just go. So like even now, like knowing that, hey, look, okay, this is, you know, I'm responsible. You know, if I'm promoting all this stuff and I'm building this stuff up, then I have to, you know, go a certain way. And sometimes it might be, you know,
the king of the cheek.
Yeah, it might be giving someone a hug when, you know, you want to punch them in the ribs.
Yeah.
It might be one of those. So it's a learning process, man. And they don't, I think now, or, you know, especially now, you don't want to beat yourself up. But you always figure out ways to like, okay, how do I get better? Because it'll happen again.
Yeah.
So because what happens, you know, and I know even when you, like going back to old environments, old neighborhoods, and people associate the old, they associate, you know, they hadn't got used to like the 10 man, they ain't got used to that yet. And so it's just one of those where sometimes it takes time.
That's crazy you spoke that because there's people there, I'm witness to, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, man, I never thought you'd be doing all this positive stuff. So I'm proud of you, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's people that will never accept you.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you're still an old person and try and get that old me out of me.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, come on, which one is it? You know, like, which one, like, what do you want? Like, it's like, you should be happy, man. Like, people are trying to change.
Yeah.
And it's that's an environment that people are never gonna, some people are just gonna stay that way, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the trouble I have. Like, really, I just lock myself up and it's hard, man. For these days, I go to these dark places and it's dark, dog. It's dark.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard to explain because people will never understand.
It's one of those, like, the only thing I can do is like sympathize with it, try to understand where you're coming from, but unless I know experience that myself, then I can never truly understand.
You know, when people tell you that, hey, man, we're about to get pepper sprayed, your cell's getting locked, they're coming right there with yourself.
Yeah.
They throw a smoke bomb, you in there, you got to grab your sheets, put them in the toilet and wrapped up so you don't fucking pass out from all that, right? Or with the blocker right in front of you, the gun tower goes off.
Yeah.
Like people, they don't know about that.
Yeah.
That happens every day.
Yeah.
They know about getting stripped butt naked on the water pool and the walk butt naked for hours, handcuffed, you know? Like that's great.
Yeah.
You know? Being a flashlight for you in your ass, you're just like, come on, man. Come on. It's like, I'm telling you what I'm bend over and talk. You know? That's degrading. Man.
Yeah, that's wild. You know, that sometimes that's you get put into the system like that, then that's one of those where you almost, and especially when you get into civilian life, you know, you almost have to relearn certain things. But that can be tough. So right now, I mean, with everything you got going on, and this is something that I definitely ask always get. You know, if you had the power to go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell it right now?
That you know.
Yeah.
That you know. I always feel like I never like understood that part of life. I just felt like I had a clue, like I'll go to school real quick right now, you know? Just do it. I look for love in the wrong place. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking for love in my household. I got a twin brother, I got a sister, I got good parents. I was searching for love somewhere else, and I feel like that's the mistake with a lot of individuals that come out. But I think everybody wants to know, and instead of learning it at home, we look for it on sheets. And then, you want to feel like now, like if somebody told me, oh, that person, let's say that person don't know how to love, like they always criticize with that person, oh man, well, why do you behave like, oh, you don't want to, I'm going to teach you how. Now, if you don't grasp what I'm teaching you, that's your problem, but I'm going to teach you how to love.
Yeah.
Oh, you know how to do that? I'm going to teach you how to do it. Instead of criticizing you and putting you down and humiliating you, I'm going to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
This I will do. Instead of yelling at the dog, I'm going to go down to his level and teach him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So and then we'll go to creative tips. We try to put in a little bit of especially with this episode, Jack, a little bit of creativity in there. But what are some, just maybe some things that help you out? What are some creative tips that you could share with our audience? And when I mean by creativity, I pertain to life too. I put everything, it's all the same.
No, for me, I wake up early in the morning, right? Sometimes I go back to sleep, but I read the Bible a lot.
Yeah.
It keeps me at peace in my head,
Yeah.
I'm not like Christian, Catholic. I just believe all God.
Yeah.
I'm just universe, and I read a verse, whatever I understand, I write it down and put it on note, and then I practice it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look for like patience, and what I do that morning, I read, I write, and I'll just sit there and write my thoughts.
Yeah.
That's one thing that helped me, but I gotta work out today.
Yeah.
That's one thing when I just work around, but just like monthly, I like to read the word, man. I like to read like maybe a couple verses of Blake and the Warriors.
Yeah.
So I got these little books that kind of help me,
Good deal. Good deal.
And I stare at my daughters.
Yeah.
I got a good picture of my girls. And that's the first thing I wake up to. Like, I look at them, I talk to them real quick. And, you know what I mean? That's my thing. That's my pew.
Good deal. Yeah. I always have that little pocket, that little space of just you along with God. And just, I think sometimes and I think for a lot of people, especially maybe in Western society, we get up and we just start going.
Yeah.
And definitely being able to create that little pocket of just balance to where, it helps you to sort of just sort of renew yourself, get ready for the day, because you don't know what the day is going to bring you. But I think doing that definitely helps people get a little bit more centered.
Yeah.
And knowing the direction they need to go. And really just being prepared for, the lessons too along the way. But yeah, that's a good, those are some good tips. What are some, just some ending, words of wisdom, something that, people that will listen to this episode with the Tin Man, maybe near in the future, or maybe a couple years from now when, maybe the Tin Man brand has blown up and they're like, let's go back to it. So, what are some words of wisdom that would, resonate with our audience?
Be patient with yourself, man. And learn to accept the flaws and learn to accept for who they are, man. Don't be too hard on what they say about you. If you believe what you got going on, make it happen. Regardless of the struggle, make it happen. Because people will give you their opinion on what they think or they know better. But if you know in your heart what you want and it's working, it's going to work. If people start believing, now your career starts growing, right? Mm-hmm. And if they see, because people are going to talk about you, but once you start getting to know, like, man, hey, nothing like how people said. So it's like, man, stick to the script or just be you.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
I like that. Good deal. So how can people, reach out to you? I know you're starting to build up your brand and everything, your content on Instagram. What's the best way?
Okay. See me, Luciano, _3.
Okay.
So it's CIOO, _3 on Instagram. Then we got the Tin Man podcast on YouTube.
Okay.
And go on the website, Tin Man Foundation, Tin Man Silver, or just on the net. And that's the website for the clothes, Tin Man Clothing. for the YouTube channel for the podcast.
Yeah.
Go to Instagram, Ciano_3.
Cool. And then just a quick little shout out. Matter of fact, another quick shout out to Camp Coffee for allowing me to be able to record today. So we're finishing up the episode, but quick shout out to Camp Coffee. So as far as just some quick shout outs, is there anybody you want to shout out to real quick before we sign off?
Man, Jordan, man, showers from there. If you have showers, electric, the film Vista.
Yeah.
Plan about for the film Vista, you know, the showers, but especially the showers alone. I'm so grateful for what you part of one and just changing my life, you know?
Yeah.
I'm so grateful and to Savage and Savage Principal for the year.
Good deal. Well, hey, this has been a really enlightening episode with me, my boy Ciskoe. If you get a chance, please check out everything that he got going on. He's got the TMN brand. Go there and hey, just click on the Instagram page, check it out. If you want to get some merch, go grab some merch. I know I'm gonna be wearing this brand too. I gotta show my support. So you get a chance, please check it out. If you want to support this episode, you can go to www.buymeacoffee.com/the Creative Brew. And for the price of a cup of coffee, you can support this episode with Ciskoe as well as all of our episodes. So definitely got some ideas for some things over the summer as far as just some content. I'll be traveling. But if you want to support the show, hey, send me a DM or go to that link to help support the show. So once again, thanks, Camp Coffee. Appreciate it for the iced Camp Mocha. One of my favorites. So if you get a chance, you're in the area, swing by. They're open till 4 o'clock, and support your local coffee shops. So other than that, this has been another great episode with me, with Ciskoe. This is the Creative Brew. Be creative, stay inspired.
All I know is hard work, really nothing else. I resort to smoking weed, yo, cause nothing helps. Called the homie up, told him loot to sample up. We gotta come together now, cause I had enough. The time is now, there'll never be another one. It's a second laptop.